Hey everybody, I am hiking along this stream and I have a specific destination I'm trying to reach. I came to this spot and I thought that I'd make a video and explain what I'm seeing as far as the history of this place. So what you're seeing here is bluffs of serpentine rock, and down below is just of course the creek bed with all the rocks tumbling along it. And then up here you see a hill, this whole bank up here. Now, to explain this whole hill that you're seeing up here, that top edge is the edge, or that is where the surface of the hill used to be, and it sloped down this way. What has happened here is back in the 1800s and the early 1900s, gold miners came into this basin and they were extracting gold. And what they found was that the gold was in the layers of soil on top of this hard bedrock. The soils on top of this hard bedrock were alluvial soils, meaning that they had washed down into this location from other spots. And when these soils washed down from wherever they came from, there was a lot of gold in that soil. A lot of large nuggets and a lot of gold dust and just every different size. So it was a very rich digging. So what happened then is they came in and they had hydraulic water cannons, and they would dig ditches high on the mountainside up above the edge here. They would dig ditches along the mountainside to channel water from whatever little rivulet or stream they could find. That water would then be brought along the mountainside, and then it would be dropped down through a pipe. The water would gain such force, and they would have pipes that went down to smaller sizes as it ran, until when it got down to the bottom, down in this area, it came out through a very small diameter pipe, about 3 or 4 inches in diameter for the internal diameter. And the force of all that water rushing down the hillside and getting compressed into smaller pipes made it to where they had immense force that they could shoot out of these cannons. And they literally washed away this mountainside. All of that soil is washed down until now there's a flat plateau of bedrock. The reason why they washed it down to bedrock is because all of the gold that was in the soils, gold is very heavy, so gold settles down over time. And so over time you get the highest concentration of gold right there on top of the bedrock, and it can't go any further because it's just hard rock. So there's some gold and some gold and some gold, but most of the gold is right down on top of the bedrock. So they used the water cannons, they washed away the dirt. As the dirt was washing away and flowing down here into the stream, they ran it through sluice boxes. And sluice boxes are basically just wooden troughs with ridges in them, and the ridges catch the gold. The gold settles into the ridges while the lighter rocks and soil flow out. Anyway, that was all, 100 years ago and more. And so now what we have is a beautiful ecosystem growing here, and it's not all muddy and filled with sediment in the creek. It's a beautiful stream. There's my friend Larry over there. He's hiking with me today. And anyway, so I just thought I'd explain that. This right here, by the way, that stone pile, that is one of the piles of rocks that was left behind. As they were washing the soil out of the mountainside, they would grab the big rocks and set them aside. They're always setting them aside so that way they knew that those piles did not have any gold. Those were just rocks that they had already looked at and had moved out of the way. So there's mine tailings all up along here. That's what they're called, is tailings. Mine tailings all along here. And when we get up on top of this plateau, which we're going to get up there and hike, you can see these game trails is how we're going to get up there. I've already seen from above, from up on the opposing mountain, that this is all piles of rock. Piles and piles and piles of rock left by the miners. Mine tailings all over the place. Anyway, so I just wanted to explain that, since we have a great example here of the original hillside incline, and then where it's washed down, how the bedrock and what the bedrock was important for. The reason why I wanted to show you that bedrock was to show you so that you could understand how important that was for mining gold. That was the good diggings, was at the very, very surface of that bedrock. And then also this stream bed, I've heard, I haven't confirmed yet, but I've heard before that this stream bed was actually lowered by mining activities, that this was not as deep of a cataract before, and they actually kind of blew through the rocks to create a lowered stream bed to improve their mining processes. Anyway, but now it's beautiful. I'm loving it. and I thought that you all would enjoy the view.